आगे मैंने बोला सुन लिया।
Are you there? Sir, Dr. Maharsan, sir, are you there? Dear participants, the resource person will join within 5 minutes. Please be wait. Sir, Dr. Maharsan, sir. Sir, please unmute. Dr. Maharsan, sir. From
Sir, can you hear me?
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Can
Thank
you
you.
switch on your camera, sir, once?
Yes, sir, it's on already.
Sir, we can't see you, sir.
Sir, it is already on.
Okay, sir. Can we start, sir?
Yes, sir, we
Yes,
can
now
start.
we are able to see, sir.
Okay, sir.
Right,
Shall we start, sir?
we'll start next.
Okay, sir.
Sir, if you are
Yes, sir.
permit, we'll introduce to the participants, sir. My co-coordinator is there, Ramesh Babu. He will introduce our profile to the participants.
Sir, good afternoon, sir. A warm welcome to the 1 week online national level development program on generative AI models and applications of machine learning, sir. Now I'm going to introduce you, sir. It's Dr. Maharsan.K. Dr. Maharsan currently working as an associate professor in computer applications at KZ College of Arts and Science, Coimbatore. He is currently a member of Management Committee of Computer Society of India, Coimbatore. So he holds a master and doctorate degree in computer applications with 24 years of total experience, comprising 18 years in teaching, administration, and research, and 6+ years in software industry as a developer, functional consultant, and a product support specialist and business analyst. So in addition to this, is having a computer application students. He handles system specialization papers and projects for MBA and PGDM students of business schools of in Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, and Kerala. He worked on the e-governance projects of a private deemed to be university, a missionary, and NGO. He acted as a member of the organizing teams of software user training sessions, process managing teams, faculty development programs, workshops, seminars, and conferences. Coming to his publications, he has published 17 papers in international and national level conference and 3 papers in international journals. And he has established the standard operating procedure for the project reviews and prototype to product transition. So we are very much delighted, sir, to have such a distinguished and technically proficient expert as our resource person for this FDP. Sir, the stage is yours, sir. So you can present, sir. So you can share your screen, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir,
Thank you, sir.
thank you.
Thank you very much for the nice introduction, sir. Yeah. Sir, am I audible?
Yes, sir. You are audible, sir. You can proceed, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. You can share your screen, sir. Now.
Now is it visible?
Yes, sir. It's visible.
Yes, sir.
Right. Thank you.
You can go on. Sir.
Right, sir. Right. So I take this opportunity to thank the management of Shri Vishnu College of Engineering for giving me an opportunity to be a part of the faculty development program and share some of my thoughts that has culminated out of the experience I have in the ERP domain. So the topic on which I'll be speaking today is generative AI's role in ERP. So that is a topic on which I'll be sharing my thoughts, basically thoughts and ideas about how our artificial intelligence, that is, especially Gen AI, can support ERP projects. So that is what we are going to see now. And basically, I'm not an expert in the artificial intelligence and machine learning domain. Basically, I have hands-on experience in the ERP project implementation. So as a end user or as a beneficiary of artificial intelligence, I'm going to project my ideas about generative AI's role in ERP. So that is how it is going to be. So consider me as a end user beneficiary. So I'll be sharing my thoughts about how ERP will get benefited when generative AI is being used. So that is the theme for today's discussion. Now, something is there on the screen. Can anyone tell me what is this? I projected something on the screen.
Tutti frutti, sir.
Yeah. Can you repeat?
In bowl, we have a
Tutti frutti.
Yeah, tutti
Some are
fruttis,
outside.
right. Yeah, some are outside, fine. Some are outside
Some are
and some
inside.
are spilled over. Basically, some are
Yes.
spilled over,
Yes.
let us say. And some are there in the within the radius of reach. We can call it this way. Right, nice interpretation you people are giving. And what is the purpose of this tutti frutti? What is the purpose of tutti frutti? Can anyone tell?
To eat and enjoy.
Yeah, basically for consumption. Then
Consumption.
how this tutti frutti is made? Yeah, how this tutti frutti is made? I hope you all know the basic raw material is papaya fruit.
Raw papayas.
Yeah, raw papaya we use, right? And it is dipped in sugar solution and it is treated for a period of time so that it becomes well tuned to be used as a flavorant or as an additional material on the as a topping for many dishes. And we add flavors also, right? We add flavors also. Now, here we see something. What are they? Now something else is displayed on the screen.
Sir, ice cream, biscuits.
Bakery
Cakes,
items,
yes.
we can say. Bakery items.
All cakes, bread,
biscuits,
and other
cake,
things we are able to see. Am I right?
ice cream.
What is the commonality between all these, food items that are displayed on the
Tutti
screen?
fruttis. Tutti fruttis are there.
Yeah, tutti
All
frutti is
the-
found everywhere.
Yes, tutti fruttis.
Yeah, tutti frutti is now found everywhere. And why do we, what is the purpose of tutti frutti on all these, food items? Even we have plain ice cream, we have plain cake, we have plain cookies, we have plain burfis, we have plain bread or butter, bread or bun.
Increase
And what is the role of
tasty
tutti
purpose.
frutti?
taste.
For tasty
To
purpose.
enhance the taste. Am I right? To enhance the taste and especially to attract young people. So the colorful appearance will attract more people. The flavor, the taste, and other things it attract more people. So here the thing what I wanted to tell you is this bowl of tutti frutti is generative AI. Right? The bowl of tutti frutti is the already popular generative AI applications that are available, and certain things are spilled over. They are basically generative AI models that are trying to come inside the consumption area. Let us assume in that way. The spilled over, don't consider it as a spilled over tutti fruttis. Those tutti fruttis are on their way in order to jump into the bowl or jump into the pool of tutti fruttis. So these tutti fruttis are generative AI models or tools, right? And we apply this tutti frutti on n number of varieties. On an ice cream we use, on biscuits we use, on cookies we use, on bread we use, and on cake we use. Right. So whatever may be the item that we are going to consume, we find tutti frutti in it. So the same is the case for generative AI also. So we have a pool of generative AI, and again, lot of generative AI applications are on their way to occupy the pool, and they are ready for application on n number of domains. So that is the thing we need to understand here. So in order to bring this analogy only, I pasted these two slides. So what is tutti frutti now?
Generative AI.
Yeah, Gen AI. And how about these, cookies, bread, and ice creams?
Application point of view.
Yeah, applications or products that are
Products.
powered by Gen AI. When you keep a normal cake and a cake with the tutti frutti topping on that, obviously the people will be more attracted towards the colorful appearance, right? The same thing here also. When we keep a normal application and an application that is powered by Gen AI tools, obviously the choice of people will be towards Gen AI tools. So that is the thing we need to keep in mind. So here the title given to me is about the role of Gen AI in ERP. So let us consider all these consumables, namely the bakery items as ERP applications, and all these ERP applications can be supported by Gen AI tools. Then these Gen AI tools, basically, how do they work? Because I'm not an expert and I don't want to dwell into the Gen AI concepts. You tell me how Gen AI receives the trustworthiness from the end users, or how do you believe, or how do you rely upon Gen AI tools? For example, it may be Copilot or Chat GPT or whatever it may be. What is the reliability factor here? Can anyone? Yes. Gen AI tools, basically they bring in a lot of experience in terms of learning. Am I right? We have machine learning component that enables these Gen AI tools or products to come with a wealth of knowledge through the data sets and the training data sets. They are able to come with a wealth of knowledge. So that is the attraction here, right? So this is one analogy I wanted to tell you, and now I'm projecting another one, which is just an text. I hope we all have transformed ourselves from normal kirana shops to a bigger shop, departmental stores, supermarket, and now hypermarket and so on. So a lot of other markets are coming in. And when you visit any of these supermarkets or hypermarkets, we find different sections available, and in certain sections we find staff members wearing a badge of a particular brand or something available over there to promote certain products. For example, it may be a Himalaya product, or it may be a product from Britannia, or even it may be a product from Hindustan Lever or so Hindustan Unilever or any other company. And basically, what job do they do? The product guide in a supermarket. I'm talking about human beings. What do they do basically? Can anyone? I'm talking about the people standing near a rack where a particular brand is stocked, and that particular person
features of the product.
also.
Features of the product, usage of the
Yeah,
product.
they'll be able to explain the features of the product. They may volunteer, right? As and when you approach that particular rack, the person standing over there will approach us and they will offer support. May I help you? They'll ask. And followed by that, when we say yes, our conversation starts. And as and when we post a query, they provide an answer to us, right? They provide an answer to us. So basically, these people are trained on a particular domain. The person standing near a Himalaya beauty care product will be able to provide information only about that product. When we ask some other questions, they will say it is the person will say it is out of my scope. Let me consult with my colleague, or let me take you to the next person, they say. So here actually what happens, the product guide or the person whoever we see there is a model, and that model is trained to respond for a particular domain. Right. And when we say it is trained to respond to a particular domain, it is not only the product information, but also the method of applying the product or consuming the product, and what may be the probable benefits we may get out of it, and what may be the precautions we may need to take, do's and don'ts of the product. And also they'll be able to provide some basic idea, have an experience journey. They may have, suppose if it is a perfume part, there we may find samples available for spray and use. They offer that one. And when we try to interact more, they may say that this is my level of interaction, and for more interaction please get redirected to someone else. So here those kind of people also are like the current AI chatbots that we find in almost all the websites. When you log into a website, a volunteer comes for our support, and based on our queries, it either provides an answer, or it provides an answer by referring to the training data set, or sometimes it may say that I'm not the concerned in charge, and it will redirect us to someone else. So these two analogies please keep in your mind. Number one, the tutti frutti, they are like our generative AI, and we find tutti frutti on all the attractive consumables that we use as food. In the next example I wanted to quote is the product guide who's available in a hypermarket or in a supermarket. And from these two examples, we can understand that we need a model, and that model needs to be extensively trained, and the training needs a reliable data set, and appropriate access procedure for the data set should be informed to the model. And when the questions or queries are out of scope, the model should be able to respond wisely. And we find these models not only in the supermarket, in almost all the places. And the race towards generative AI applications is a very hot one, and that is the reason why we find a pool of generative AI applications available, and still aspiring companies are competing to get into that pool. Right, they are trying to get into that pool. Now let us get into our topic with this understanding. Right. So what are we going to discuss now is this one. What is ERP, and what is this generative AI, and what is the impact of generative AI on different ERP applications we will see, and some research directions. And these are all traditional formalities I just wanted to follow, because I have just created a platform, and on this platform I wanted to lay down a foundation. So the foundation here is getting introduced to what is generative AI. So Gen AI refers to models or algorithms that are capable of creating new content, right? And the new content may be either text, or it may be images, videos, or so on. And where and all we use this Gen AI, we use this Gen AI in these following areas. For content creation we use, or for data analytics we use, or recommendation systems they make use of this one, autonomous vehicles they make use of this one, and even for traversing through applications we use. Right. So we use this Gen AI in multiple scenarios. And when you say generative AI, it is not a new one, it is a subset of artificial intelligence with the capability to generate new content. And how this new content is going to be generated, it is not out of its own knowledge, it is backed up by a large volume of verified training data. And examples we have given, AI chatbots, and followed by that the other code generators and image generators, they are some examples. And when we say generative AI, we cannot leave machine learning. So machine learning again is a subset of AI which is designed to train a system. And when I say train a system, we are going to make the system to be more responsive or proactive, so that it can make predictions based on the training data. And Gen AI is a part of our machine learning framework. And basically, the Gen AI models will generate output only based on the input that we provide through the training data set. So that is a place where I wanted to make you to remember how product guide will be reacting inside a shop. And as we have seen, Gen AI is almost available in all the areas, right from the preliminary chatbot that you find in a simple website to dedicated chatbots and to dedicated, RPA automation applications that use generative AI applications for decision making and so on. So right now, almost all the industries are getting benefited from Gen AI, and very soon, generative AI will be a part and parcel of any of the applications that we find. And some of the sample applications are given here. The first and foremost requirement is food. Then comes financial services, manufacturing sector, healthcare sector, telecommunication sector, and all these sectors. In all these sectors, we use generative AI to a greater extent. And why I have listed all these areas means all these areas enjoy the benefit of computer-based automation. All these areas enjoy computer-based automation. And when we say computer-based automation, an information system will be available, and that information system will act as the nerve center of the company, or it will act as the nerve center of that enterprise, and it will provide the required functional support to all the departments in an organization. So that is a place where enterprise resource planning comes into picture. So basically, when we say enterprise resource planning, it is a concept that is implemented in a huge software that is going to provide end-to-end integration for a business unit. Probably it may be related to finance, or it may be related to banking, or it may be related to manufacturing, education, entertainment, or whatever it may be. For all those domains, we have enterprise resource planning packages available. So this ERP packages render a huge support for the day-to-day operations of ERP applications. And these ERP applications have got a lot of characteristics to be noted upon. Number one, it provides end-to-end integration between the data and process, and this integration is going to help us to have seamless flow of information between different departments, so that decision making will be wiser. And the ERP applications, even though they are more generic, options for customization is also available. And we have industry specific ERP applications. As you know, manufacturing ERP is there, education ERP is there, agricultural ERP is there, entertainment ERP is there, and so on. And as we know, ranging from SAP to minute vendors we have in the market. And all these ERP applications basically ensure a sort of comfort to the adopting organization. When I say ensure a sort of comfort to the adopting organization, it is not only in terms of automation, but also in terms of maintaining the integrity of the data and providing a comfort zone for the users, and also simplifying the report generation job and meeting the legal complaints and so on. All those things are taken care by ERP applications. So such a beneficial ERP application, if it is again topped up with AI, then you think about the taste. This is the place where you need to recall how cake and ice creams are topped up with tutti fruities. So these already ice cream is a best seller. Already cookies are best sellers. And when I say cookies, since we are talking about, or we are in the platform that is created by Vishnu College of Engineering, I would like to ask about this one. When I say the word Karachi, what comes into your mind? I'm telling the word Karachi.
Karachi biscuits.
Yeah, Karachi bakery biscuits, right?
Bakery biscuits.
So the term has become in a particular state or across the country now. When you say Karachi, people forget about it as a place in Pakistan. Obviously, our taste buds are induced to call it as Karachi bakery, right? So such a delicacy we are getting, and even in those delicacies, the Karachi bakery biscuits, we find tutti frutti on the top of it, right? Already Karachi bakery biscuits are very popular, and especially the biscuits that are filled with the tutti fruities, they are more attractive. The same thing is the case here also. ERP applications are already best applications in the market, and when these best applications are again topped up with Tutti Frutti, that is our Gen AI, it is going to provide a evergreen experience for the end users. So that is a place where the concept of Gen AI for ERP comes into picture. Right. So when I say Gen AI for ERP, it is in this way. When we have or when we blend Gen AI along with ERP, we will be getting these things. That is, the user interfaces will be more self-understandable, and some of the complicated tasks can be simplified and automated, and the system will be able to provide predictive analytics. When I say predictive analytics, now maintenance of machineries, maintenance of software, and maintenance of inventory level, etc., can be automated with the help of AI-powered ERP applications. And we can have natural language interactions and so on. As a result, what will happen? We'll be able to get a more intelligent, adaptive, and user-friendly ERP application that is tailored to the ever-changing needs of the modern businesses. When I say ever-changing needs of the modern businesses, apart from the customization option available in the ERP functionality, we are providing with a Gen AI as a plug and play feature. So this plug and play feature can be continuously upgraded, so that what will happen? The application will remain sturdy, and the Gen AI tools will act as a smooth cover on the top of the ERP application, so that people will be able to have a better interaction. So that is a place where Gen AI will facilitate the popularity and the penetration of ERP applications. And when I say it is going to improve the popularity and penetration of the ERP applications, it may be due to some of these factors. Number one, it will improve the productivity of the repetitive task in an ERP application. When I say repetitive tasks, we can tune a Gen AI model to look for repetitive tasks, and those tasks can be looped in so that it will run for the number of iterations, and finally the results can be provided. And it will also improve the efficiency by analyzing and processing the data, leading to better decision making. And in some places, unwanted interventions can be avoided by streamlining the business operations. Right. And as a whole, like how Tutti Frutti is going to enhance the flavor and taste of any of the consumables, Gen AI's presence on a ERP package will be an added advantage. And here I just wanted to project a slide that is having information adapted from LinkedIn, and this is basically an article. This is basically an expert from a particular article, where it goes in this way: the benefits of generative AI in ERP applications. Separate tasks can be automated. We can have informed and improved decision making, and predictive maintenance can happen properly, and supply chain management. This is one of the beautiful area where we can think about software agents, or we can think about Gen AI models playing a vital role. When I say playing a vital role, when you think of supply chain management, obviously the stock keeping units, the logistics department, and the raw material department, everything will come into your mind. So we can deploy generative AI models on these supply chain modules. Like how we have software agents, we can make them either local or global. And when they are deployed at the concerned locations, they'll be able to communicate with each other, and they will ensure that the supply chain is running without any failure or without any block. There we can go for generative AI models. And then predictive maintenance. When we say predictive maintenance, as of now, the research literatures that are available talk mainly about predictive maintenance for machinery. Apart from machinery, the software application itself may need some predictive maintenance, like archival of files, or flushing out of unwanted data, or memory cleansing, etc. For all those things, we can use predictive maintenance. And then security, which is very much known to us. Privacy and security is nowadays guaranteed by having Gen AI models. They pose some challenges and they maintain the integrity and so on. And for all these things, we go for software agents or automated chatbots. So these are all some of the benefits an ERP application can enjoy in addition to the existing benefits if they use Gen AI models. And whatever I have told you now is available as a pictorial representation. And the very main purpose I wanted to keep this pictorial representation is to make you to get introduced to another website where we have a wealth of information about the role of Gen AI in ERP, which is given at the bottom.
Sir, may I interrupt you?
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, when you're talking about ERP, we can use mostly SAP is being used for ERP, isn't it? That was the most famous one. How can we differentiate between SAP and Gen AI enabled ERP, sir? Because SAP is something, SAP is very popular when it comes to ERP.
Yes.
So how it's different from SAP?
No, as I said, this Gen AI is going to act as a topping for any of the ERP products, including SAP. SAP is also using Gen AI models. Soon I'll be coming to the topic. There is no doubt that SAP is the ERP leader across the globe. And apart from SAP, we have a lot of other products available. And all the popular products now, they've started adopting Gen AI models as a part of their framework. SAP HANA, they use generative AI. Similarly, Oracle, they use generative AI models. And even in Coimbatore and in Chennai, we have some small ERP players who have started incorporating Gen AI for specific markets. When I say for specific markets, a market, a company that manufactures PVC pipes, they have an ERP application in which Gen AI models are utilized. So Gen AI, when I say it is an entity that is going to provide additional benefit for a ERP application. Ma'am, I hope I have answered your query.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Rosalie. Right. So, AI-enabled ERP will be giving us a lot of benefits, and some of the sample benefits are listed here. And AI is going to be the nerve center. As we know, for the ERP, it will act as the nerve center. And whatever that is projected on the slide is now available for our discussion. When I say for our discussion, for financial planning and automation, Gen AI models are available for better decision making, and for gathering and segregation of data also we have that one. And demand forecasting and recommendation systems, they make use of Gen AI models. And predictive maintenance. And predictive maintenance is one of the hot area where AI and ML is nowadays explode a lot. In terms of research and also in terms of consulting. And when you say predictive maintenance, it is not only for machines, but also for the other logical entities that also needs, the support of generative AI to perform predictive maintenance. And supply chain management, we have already seen. End user, enhanced user assistance. So this is the place where we find volunteers. Like how we have volunteers inside a shop, we have voluntary Gen AI agents who help end users to navigate across an application. And also we have Gen AI applications that are providing a smart platform for document generation or report generation and so on. So these are some of the areas where we find Gen AI's contribution. And all these things, come for a price. When I say come for a price, it is not in terms of the benefits, but also we need to be cautious about the areas where do we use. So especially, when we use Chat GPT, we get a disclaimer. Can anyone tell what is the disclaimer? Chat GPT will give a disclaimer.
Not
One
sure.
of you can, yeah.
Not sure. It is not.
It will say that whatever information I'm providing is up to this one particular year. It will
Up to
provide
this
a
year.
timeline information.
Yeah.
Whatever we ask, apart from that, probably the system may not be able to provide a proper information. So there is a place where these concerns comes into picture. Accuracy, dependability, and so on. When we say a system has got limitation, apart from that limitation, we should have additional references, or we should have additional resources via which the gap can be filled in. Same is the case for GenAI based ERP applications also. Right. So these are all some of the risks or cautions that we need to take upon. And we discussed about how generative AI is going to help the end users. We talked about forward engineering. When I say forward engineering, we have ERP here and we have end user somewhere in this side, and in between the gap we are filling with Gen AI. So this hand is my ERP, on my phone is the Gen AI platform, and here we have the end user. So the end user gets benefited out of the platform, that is the Gen AI platform, in order to access the modules of this ERP. Now we need to do a backward integration. What we have seen so far is forward integration, because I am the end user. I interact via the Gen AI tool in order to access this ERP. Now we are going to talk from this side. This ERP is facing the customers, and this ERP is the end product of the effort that is made by software developers, functional consultants, business analysts, and so on. Now this ERP the contribution can be more valuable if we provide some support for the development stages. When I say for the development stages, to the other side of the ERP, when Gen AI applications are attached, it will be more beneficial not only for the development team but also for the end users. So that is what I wanted to discuss here. We know that SDLC refers to software development lifecycle, and all these software development lifecycle stages can be benefited out of generative AI models, because we know that the basic job of Gen AI is to create content. So the content needed for requirements analysis, or the content needed for test case design, or the content needed for database design, etc., can be sourced via Gen AI tools. And already we use Chat GPT and other applications for writing the prototypes. So there comes the need for coding, and we have Gen AI supported testing frameworks available. A product before deployment can be tested in a Gen AI based testing framework, and for deployment also we have Gen AI based systems available. So that is what we need to think of here. So my hand, this is the ERP application, and my phone, this is the Gen AI platform. It is plugged on the top of the ERP application so that end users are able to use it. Now, in order to strengthen this ERP application, we attach an interface to the development stage. Gen AI applications are attached that support all the activities of software development lifecycle, starting from requirement analysis to software maintenance. For all those stages, we can have Gen AI applications. And for deployment, user training, for everything, we can use Gen AI applications. And here I have a list of a partial list. When I say list, it is not a complete list. A partial list of popular ERP applications that make use of Gen AI. Oracle AI apps for ERP that is available, where it gets the support of Oracle's Gen AI. Then we have a product by name like Informatica. We have a product by name Acumatica. This is again one of the wonderful product that makes use of Gen AI to provide informed decision making for business data analytics and for predictive maintenance. And from Microsoft fleet of services, we have Microsoft Dynamics ERP that also gets benefited out of Gen AI tools. Copilot is one example which we are currently experiencing. Like that, there exists number of companies, and let us look at the last one. SAP Business AI and Joule. So here, the SAP HANA framework and other frameworks, they have started, incorporating Gen AI functionality or feature so that some of the core activities that are internal can be taken care by those agents. That is the AI agents, and also to help the end users with some AI agents. So that is also happening. Right. So this is just a partial list. So the discussion here is Gen AI is a layer that can be pasted in the front and also in the back of a ERP application, like a topping. Right. So we simply discussed what is Gen AI's role in ERP and what are the areas that can get benefited out of Gen AI. And we saw a sample list. And now here we have the future directions of Gen AI in ERP. Number one is this mergers and acquisitions. Suppose if we have popular Gen AI software service providing company, probably at a later point of time, such companies may be acquired by leading SAP providers. Suppose if their products are very novel, then it will be becoming a part and parcel of a bigger company. So that is one thing. And democratization of AI. This is one thing where we need to concentrate upon. The availability of user-friendly AI tools will enable a broad range of businesses to adopt AI within their ERP systems without requiring a deep understanding of the technology. So this is the place where the plug and play concept comes into picture. When AI models are more simplified, there is no need to have specialists to do some feasibility analysis and so on. These kind of generative AI models will be available as plug and play features. They can be available as plugins, and as and when required, the business units can plug in those entities. And the other thing that is needed here is we need to reframe the code of ethics. So the ethics and regulations, when AI becomes a part and parcel of ERP applications, we need to formulate new regulations with regard to the privacy policy, security policy, and ethical policy. Otherwise, there will be a loss of accountability. So that needs to be taken care. And the last one that is presented here is industry-specific AI solutions. When you say industry-specific AI solutions, like how we have seen, when there is a rack of products from Himalaya, we find an individual standing there with a lot of training information, with a lot of knowledge through the training he acquired about that particular product. Like that, we need industry or domain-specific generative AI models. When I say generative AI models that are domain specific, probably it may be narrowed down. When I say narrowed down, let us take the process of applying for name change in Aadhaar card or applying for address change in Aadhaar card. There we can think of a AI chatbot that can provide some support. Already, the Tamil Nadu government, they are experimenting on having some AI chatbots. Right. So like this industry specific and functionality specific AI chatbots can be brought in, especially in ERP applications. Nowadays, most of the ERP applications, provide legal compliance also. When I say legal compliance, the process of generating reports, the process of sending emails, etc., are automated. In such cases, we can have AI-powered email composers, or we can have AI-powered report generators, which can look for the relevant information and create the templates. There it can be used. So these are all some of the future directions that we need to keep in mind. And again, these future directions can be categorized into some of these listings that are given here. Like now this word X is more important. When we say X, what does it mean? X.
We agree, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Formerly
Extended.
Twitter. Extendable. And now we have this X platform. What is its previous name?
Twitter.
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 Right. Social media, when we say now X, and now the utility vehicles, the Mahindra's utility vehicles are coming with X prefixed ones, XUV, 100, 200, 300, 700, 500, and so on. Right. So like expandable, we have something like explainable AI. So these explainable AI models are the ones that has got the a capability to respond dynamically. So this is the place where the need for understanding the logic behind decision-making process in ERP applications that are powered by AI will grow, and this demand should be catered properly. So driving the adoption of explaining AI, explainable AI is one of the core area where we can think about. And like how we have hypermarkets, we have something called as hyper automation. There is a need for higher efficiency will lead to hyper automation. And here what will happen? Integration of AI in a strong manner, strong integration of AI into the ERP packages will happen so that the business processes can be automated to the maximum possible extent. And the next one is a collaborative environment where human intelligence will work hand in hand with the Gen AI applications. And cross-platform AI capabilities already we have seen. So AI capabilities that can function across various ERP platforms. Like electronic data interchange, we can have cross-platform AI applications to support ERP works. So these are all some of the things that we need to keep in mind when we think of Gen AI. And when you say Gen AI, it is like a bowl of tutti fruities available, and they're ready for adoption in n number of platforms. Right? They're ready for adoption in n number of platforms. The proper placing of those tutti frutti on those adopting platforms will enhance its attractiveness, and it will enhance its taste, and it will enhance its consumption. The same is the case for ERP packages also. We have n number of ERP packages available, and just blind adoption of Gen AI packages without having a proper action plan will lead to disaster. So that needs to be avoided, and we need to know that or we need to remember one thing. What is that? Is the ISO principle, which says everything has a place and it should be in its place. Let me repeat, everything has a place and it should be in its place. Same is the case here also. You have a ERP application and you have a group of or a pool of Gen AI applications available. Just like that, random fixing or plugging of these Gen AI tools will degrade the functionality of a ERP application. Instead, what are we supposed to do? We need to do a proper analysis of the demand for Gen AI applications and where it can be positioned in a ERP. Right? Where can it be positioned in a ERP? Not just as a front office executive like a chatbot. Apart from that, this kind of Gen AI tools can be used for background processing and so on. So that is one thing we need to keep in mind. And as far as the research area is concerned, first of all, we have to get ourselves exposed to the benefits of Gen AI applications. And when we know the benefits of Gen AI applications, we can widen our thought. When I say widen our thought, so far many were thinking only about predictive maintenance of machinery. Now it has the convergence have diverged now. The divergence has made people to think about utilization or adoption of predictive maintenance in multiple other areas where machine learning plays a vital role. The same way, as teachers or as researchers, first of all, let us enjoy or let us get experienced to the portfolio of Gen AI applications available and look for places where there is a demand, and let us experience the features by plugging those devices through a case study or through an industry visit or through some simulations, and then let us analyze the features that are available and whether there is any gap and whether that gap can be filled in. And in order to fill the gap, let us collaborate between ourselves and also with the students so that we'll be able to fill the gap with appropriate entities. Probably appropriate entities, when I say, it may be in terms of coming out with data integrity policy, or maybe in terms of establishing a standard operating procedure for Gen AI plugin process, or even it may be in terms of creating literature on how to implement Gen AI tools on an existing ERP application, or even it may be about the process of creating a data set needed for training a Gen AI application. When I say training a Gen AI application, we have a lot of reliable data sets. And unfortunately, most of the data sets are available outside our country. And if you want to create a resource pool of our own data sets, then a lot of contribution is needed from our side, where people belonging to various domains like manufacturing, agriculture, banking, finance, etc., can work in order to create a repository of data sets, and they can be tested, fine-tuned through pilot studies, and it can made as benchmarks. So these are all some of the areas where, as teachers, we can contribute through research. And here I have a list of concluding points that are supposed to be kept in mind, where it says that we can understand that automation is essential. Wherever we go, we find computers, and in most of the places, these computers are nothing but a version of ERP applications. Right? They are nothing but versions of ERP applications, and these ERP applications are already doing a good job, and this good job can be made best, not better. I'm skipping from good to best when generative AI is made as a part of it. And this implementation of Gen AI into ERP application cannot be done overnight. We have to do a lot of pilot studies, and based on the pilot studies, implementation can happen. And apart from that, it cannot be done by an individual or by a group of people. We need to sensitize the overall beneficiaries. As a result, a proper orientation will lead to have an enhanced support for the industry. And we discussed about the research trends and future trends. So this is about my thoughts about how ERP can get benefited out of generative AI, because basically I worked for the ERP projects. So when I say for the ERP projects, some 3 years ago, during that time, AI was simply evolving, and at that time itself, we were thinking about the process of providing suggestions to our ERP vendor, stating that in future, like AI chatbots, we may need certain automatic drafting tools. So those kind of things we are suggesting, and those exploratory research what I've done previously has helped me to consolidate these ideas. So what I presented here is my ideas, and in order to verify those ideas, I have referred to some of the online references, just to validate whether my idea is correct and whether my idea is acceptable. Because I'm now presenting in front of a learned forum, and what I present should be meaningful. So that validation I done with the help of some of these references. And if you have any queries, you can ask now.
Participants, any queries?
Well, I don't have a query, but I would like to appreciate you, because the first time I'm seeing someone presenting references during FTP. Good job, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Because basically this is a platform where sharing plays a vital role. So that is why I wanted to inform you that references is not only for consolidating the idea, but also for validating our thoughts.
Okay.
Like obviously we have this. Yes, ma'am. Obviously,
Yes,
most of the places we use this word. We communicate something to people, and we say, "What do you say?" So that what you say is basically seeking advice or suggestion from somebody else, because we validate what we say. So the same thing I have done here also. Any other
you, sir. Thank
questions?
you.
Okay, Dr. Maharsan.K, sir, on behalf of Shri Vishnu Engineering College for Women and Department of CSE, we thank you for accepting our request and delivering an excellent informative session on the generative AI role in ERP. Actually, it is very much useful for the researchers, sir, in different ideas.